He was the most wonderful and loving son that anyone could ask for.
A young man brutally stabbed to death while walking his dog. The motivation for that murder that may go back to elementary school. San Diego facing a firefighter shortage, the one factor in particular making it hard to fill the ranks. And the San Diego State graduate who directed the most anticipated new film of this holiday weekend.
ABC 10 News at 6 starts now.
A San Marcos family is grieving the death of their 20-year-old son who was stabbed while walking the family dog. Good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson. Kimberly Hunt has the night off. New at 6 o'clock, our ABC 10 News reporter Rena Nakano spoke to the family who says he may be gone physically, but his soul will live on.
Never in a million years did anyone think a vicious murder would take place in this peaceful San Marcos gated community, but the Keshishians are living with it.
He was the most wonderful and loving son that anyone could ask for.
On August 15th, 20-year-old Aris Keshishian was on his evening walk with his beloved puppy, Truffle. But when his sister Audrey found the dog alone on their doorstep, she knew something was wrong. Seconds later, they found Aris slumped over in a neighbor's driveway.
And I remember just Aris taking his last breath in my arms.
Investigators say Aris was stabbed 46 times by his elementary school classmate, Kellen Razdan.
His last words to that witness was, "Tell my mom I love her."
Since his death, the family says Truffle hasn't been himself, still waiting for Aris by his bedroom.
He was everywhere where Aris was. He's like a lost kid. I can't find his place.
Despite the horrific circumstances, the Keshishians are finding solace by sharing their beautiful memories of Aris.
His cousins, sometimes, they joked around that he was a mama's boy. And he said, "I don't mind at all.
Yeah,
I am mama's boy."
A basketball lover, a gentle old soul, a wordsmith who always sent comforting text messages to the ones he loved.
Remember, God does things for a reason. When the time is right, you'll find what you're looking for. In the meantime, live your life and appreciate the little things.
And it's those little things they'll hold on to remember the young man gone too soon.
He was just the missing puzzle piece in everyone's life.
Yes.
And I think that's what gentleness and kindness does, is because everybody needs that in their life.
Rena Nakano, ABC 10 News.
His alleged attacker has been charged with first-degree murder and will appear in court October 13th. Things are back to normal tonight at the San Ysidro border. Authorities on the Mexican side lined up this afternoon and refused to let people through. Now, according to the San Ysidro Chamber of Commerce, some migrants heard false information that there was a policy change on migration into the U.S., and they started rushing to the border. The situation lasted a few hours this afternoon and appeared to calm down without any other incidents. It's not yet clear where the bad information came from. And taking a live look at La Jolla right now, just one of the beaches people will be heading to this Labor Day weekend. It should give our local economy a big boost. But our ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala is live with the staffing shortages. That could be an issue. Mimi.
Hi, Steve. Yeah, here at Mission Bay, you can take a look around and see that things are still fairly calm right now, but that is expected to change over the weekend as more crowds come in. San Diego does remain a top destination for holiday travel, and the San Diego Tourism Authority says hotels are reporting bookings in the 80% range for this holiday weekend. They say San Diego has consistently been a top destination in the country since May in terms of hotel occupancy and daily average rate, only falling behind Oahu for most of the summer. Mission Beach, we were there earlier today, was already a little busy this afternoon, and more tourists are expected to arrive throughout the weekend. San Diego police did set up their command center there at the beach parking lot, making sure things do go smoothly. And restaurants at Belmont Park like Cannonball Sushi, Draft, and Beach House are expecting more business this weekend, although they are still dealing with staffing shortages.
Any holiday here is going to be really packed. Labor Day is one of the big ones. You might have to wait a little bit longer for that table. So anyone coming out here, just be patient with that.
And as with any other holiday during this pandemic, doctors are expecting another surge in COVID-19 cases after the holiday weekend. So they recommend that people who are not vaccinated avoid traveling. We're live from Mission Bay. Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
Mimi, thank you. And of course, the weather is on a lot of people's minds this weekend. Our meteorologist Angelica Campos is here with a look at what we can expect this long weekend.
Well, Steve, I'm sure the beach is not as busy because we do have a lot of clouds right now, but expect fewer clouds heading into the weekend. A lot more sunshine, high pressure will be in charge, and that means a warm up away from the coast. But even coastal communities are also going to be ranging in the upper 70s to low 80s heading into tomorrow and throughout the weekend. 90s expected in our inland communities with temperatures even higher closer to the foothills. In the mountains, plenty of sunshine, a few clouds may be around at times, but for the most part, it'll be clear. And the trend for the next 3 days will be temperatures averaging above normal between 3 to almost 10 degrees above average. Expecting temperatures to remain warm into the beginning of next week. So that includes also Labor Day. Now, if you're planning on heading out to the coast, keep in mind rip currents will be a concern, a moderate threat for tomorrow, but that risk goes to high on Sunday and Monday. A beach hazard has been issued because of the threat of high rip currents, so be safe out there by the beach. We'll have a full look at the forecast in your 7-day.
Angelica, thank you. And things are looking better with the Caldor fire near Lake Tahoe. A Cal Fire spokesman says things are moving in the right direction and that the fire's rate of growth has declined for 4 straight days. Thousands of the people who were evacuated are now being let back into their homes. The Caldor fire has burned more than 200,000 acres and destroyed 661 homes. 32,000 structures. They remain threatened tonight. That fire is now 29% contained. And while the need is greater than ever, San Diego County is facing a shortage of firefighters. The pandemic put a hold on many of the school and internship opportunities that they're used to recruit people into firefighting.
Most agencies in our county also require you to have a paramedic license. So not only do you have to have some fire training, you have to have your paramedic license. Well, those schools take a long time to get through. And so that narrows down how many people come out and are available to get hired.
Compensation is also a factor. Fire agencies north of San Diego County pay significantly more than we do here. And turning now to coronavirus, the county reported another 1,200 cases today out of nearly 20,000 tests that were given. 2 more San Diegans have also lost their lives to COVID as we get close to the 4,000 deaths mark overall. San Diego's newly declared public health crisis over COVID misinformation is being taken now to the state level. Today, the California Assembly adopted a resolution from Akilah Weber making the same declaration for the state. Now, it's mostly a symbolic gesture, but H.R. 74 urges California to commit to combating the spread of falsehoods that threaten everyone's safety. A Monterey County supervisor also plans to introduce a similar measure in his own community. Another day and still no sign of those 5 missing sailors involved in Tuesday's helicopter crash off San Diego. The MH-60S helicopter crashed during that routine flight operation on the U.S. Abraham Lincoln. 1 sailor was rescued, 5 others, though, they were also injured. The Navy is investigating what caused the crash, but right now officials are only saying the helicopter was, quote, operating on deck before crashing into the sea. And there is a big effort to help prevent wrong-way crashes here in San Diego. Today, Caltrans announced it's spending nearly $9 million to upgrade more than 60 highway ramps. Now, the goal is to prevent those wrong-way drivers from entering into oncoming traffic. Those upgrades include LED flashing lights and one-way pavement markings that can only be seen when someone is going the wrong way.
Wrong-way driving collisions account for less than 1% of all collisions on the state highway system. But then when they happen, they lead to very tragic consequences.
In June, a married couple who worked at the San Diego Police Department, they were killed by a wrong-way driver on the 5 in San Ysidro. The high cost of housing is a problem across the country, but especially here in San Diego County. So we spoke today with Housing and Urban Development Secretary Marcia Fudge about what the administration plans to do about it. She says a proposal announced this week includes spending $300 billion to add 2 million affordable housing units across the U.S.
We can make sure that anything that is built going forward is going to be significantly lower cost because we're basically subsidizing it, for lack of a better word. We are making sure that we can actually close the gap between what it costs to build it and what a person can afford.
Fudge says the administration also plans to work with local communities to change those zoning laws to allow more affordable housing to be built.